What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan and I'm BMAX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have some hobby news for Star Wars Legion. We're coming at you from the AMG main page. Now, this is something I always forget to check. I usually just check the Star Wars Legion transmissions page. X-Wing, well, it's dead, so don't check that anymore. Well, I do sometimes, but it's dead, so nothing happens. But I never really check the main page, and it looks like I've been missing out on some news that would have been really nice to know. So we're going to get into it. We had another news dump just recently on June 13th, just a few days ago. Friday it would have been, and we're just going to kind of going back and looking at that because it does have a lot of effect on Star Wars Legion, but we're also going to look at some of the things we missed. And some other cool things that, we have AMG announced back on March their own paint line. I'm not going to buy it because I already have like 3 paint lines: Citadel, Citadel, Scale Color, Vallejo. Actually, I have 4 because I also have the I can't remember the name of the other paint line that I have, but it's Army Painter. I have Army Painter. And they're probably all just sitting around going dry because I do not paint enough. With all the minis I got, I need to paint a lot more because a lot of that stuff's probably just going dry, which is unfortunate because it's quite a bit of money. But, it's the life of an adult, right? Just not enough time for all your hobbies, too much time for work. But we're going to get into it here, and we're going to talk about these news updates, these incoming transmissions, and we'll try to stay updated on the general page when it affects us for Star Wars Legion. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. So we had apparently shipping delays that I didn't even know about. Of course, I got my stuff late. So apparently the ARF troopers were delayed in March. Shipping delays in the US. And I'm sorry, if there's shipping delays in the US, it's going to be worse in Canada. It just is. That's it. If you got delayed in the US, you were screwed in Canada. So those things were delayed. So maybe I did get them closer to around the actual time that they actually got to Canada. But then we also had in more delays. Right here in April, we had delays. They didn't mention Ahsoka, which I'm still waiting for. It's coming in this week. But they mentioned, reprints for the Geonosian Warriors and for the store tournament kit. So those were delayed as well in that month. Did not mention Ahsoka, so, maybe everyone except for me, got her on time. We also have the addressing product delays here. So basically, due to the evolving U.S. tariff situation, Atomic Mass Game is delaying the following products originally planned for June releases. So for Star Wars Legion, it was the Outer Rim Outlaws, the reprint of that, and the IG Series Assassin Droids, which are already out, the original ones, but these are the reprints. So those are delayed. Those were supposed to be for, I believe, Q2. And if you think March is end of Q1, so June is end of Q2. So basically, we're probably, all of our Legion expansions, or at least releases, are at least 1 to 2 months going to be delayed now. So some of our Q3 stuff, late Q3 stuff, is going to be like Q4 now. Like the starter kits might not come out until September now. Not September, October, because September would have been Q3 as well. So they might not come out till October. So if they were planning on releasing them in September, that is. So we might see massive delays to the overall Atomic Mass Games schedule that they were doing for their roadmap for 2025-2026. But that was just one thing here. And then, they're addressing those product delays. That was back on May 1st. They knew they'd be having those massive delays. We also have the Atomic Mass Games at Gen Con, which is always, we're going to have Star Wars Legion events at Gen Con. Looks like there's going to be a lot of them. 3 sessions pretty much every day, except for the Sunday. You're going to have 2 sessions. So whoever's going to Gen Con, you might want to check out and play some Star Wars Legion. Be really cool. Or play some Digimon, because they also do events at Gen Con. I would love to go to Gen Con one day. And then, of course, this is what the main part of the video is. It's the Atomic Mass Games announces price adjustments. So Atomic Mass Games has been evaluating the rising costs of keeping our prices stable. However, due to import situations, we will be adjusting the price of our products in the U.S. by approximately 15%. means you're fucked in Canada. I probably shouldn't swear in my video, but you're screwed in Canada. We work hard to bring premium miniatures to the tabletop, featuring iconic characters from across your favorite worlds. Increasing pricing is not a decision that comes lightly, and we will continue to share updates for our products as more information comes. These increases will be reflected in new products that are available for pre-order starting July 1st, 2025. Additionally, some products that were released before July 1st will see a price increase of up to 10% in the US. Again, more because you're paying more in Canadian dollars. So yeah, it'll make it worse in Canada. The adjusted price for these previously released products will go into effect on July 15th. So get it before, if it was released or it was pre-released before July 1st, get it now, because on July 15th it's going to be more expensive. Thank you for your patience and understanding at this time. The Atomic Mass Games team, we don't really care. Prices are going to go up. It always goes up every year. The tariffs are just another excuse to basically blame someone else other than them rising the prices. And I mean, there is some truth to this. That's true. I just think it's kind of bull crap because, 3 or 4 years ago, a Commander expansion was $15. Now it's like $30. It's over doubled in cost. And you're not getting more stuff to make it worthwhile. So, yeah, that's kind of just how I feel about that. I still buy this stuff because I love the game and I enjoy building and painting and I enjoy the game, and that's the only reason I continue to buy this stuff at these exorbitant prices. So basically, hopefully you just have a good store that gives you a good price and the best that they can do, or making a little bit of money for themselves, but not, raping and pillaging their customer base while they're at it. So yeah, that's just how it is, unfortunately. Tariffs 15%. That could be more for Canadians because there's tariffs between us and the US too. It just depends on where everything comes in. We'll have to wait and see what the prices are like. I haven't even checked what Ahsoka's like for pricing because I'm waiting for it to come in. So I'll tell you guys when I do get it. I'll mention in my unboxing video about like if it was bad, if it was okay. But like the starter kits are going to be, you think about it, for something cheap, like a Commander expansion, 15%, whatever. If it's $25, 15%, you're closer to $30. But on something like those starter kits that are going to be like $100 potentially, an extra 15-20% that's a lot. It's $20. So it might actually really slow down the sales of their two. See, this is an interesting thing they're doing because I heard also that they have cut the MSRP sales prices. That were like you could sell something, you could advertise at something, like 80% of what the MSRP is. They've not Atomic Mass Games, but Asmodee has basically said no, you have to do 100%. You cannot advertise it at less. So you can still sell it at less to people in the store, but you can't use advertising. The map pricing is, I think it was. You can't use the map pricing to get people in the door. So that's something they've kind of cut off there too. So it's going to be interesting to see how that affects these games, because one thing they got to realize is X-Wing 2.0 left a bad taste in a lot of FFG players' mouths, just because how everything was done and how everything was promised, and everything fell flat, and a lot of the promises were broken. We never got a reprint Reaper. We never got a reprint of a lot of ships. Everything was more expensive. The upgrade kits were not that great. You bought a big cost for not a lot of value, especially because you had to buy multiple kits if you owned multiple ships. So it really did leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, and really killed a lot of X-Wing. I mean, like the game 2.0 was significantly better than 1.0, but it didn't matter because of how everything went down. It just destroyed a little bit of the trust that the player base had, and then AMG killed the rest of it with 2.5 and really bad decisions, and then basically saying this game is too much for us. We can't paint miniatures and sell you painted miniatures. We can't sell you miniatures that are already together. That's way too much for us. So yeah, unfortunately, that all those things killed X-Wing. Part of it was 2.0. And so I see they're really taking a risk here because they could be potentially harming the Legion community in general, because now everyone's like, okay, well, now I got to buy all this 2.0 stuff. Now that they're coming out, I want to buy these upgrade packs. I want the actual cards. I want the actual updated stuff. And now you're ramping up all the prices on it like it's worth more. Well, it's not worth more. It's the same freaking cardboard that we can print off at home. It's just the fact that you guys made us either choose to print cheap crap at home or buy your really expensive crap, which is not much better. So we have that as a predicament, and that could really impact people's enjoyment of the game. I could see that really impacting the enjoyment of the game. So I feel like this is something that we really have to watch out for. It's something that we really have to, kind of see what's going on here. Yes, absolutely, tariffs could be to blame. But it could also be this company being greedy. It could also be Asmodee being greedy, because they are a greedy, awful company, and they're not a nice company to deal with. Store owners and customers alike do not like Asmodee. And they own AMG. They own FFG. They're the reason X-Wing and Armada got moved over to AMG. They're the reason Star Wars Destiny got canceled. So just remember, they are at fault for everything that pisses their customer base off. That's just the truth. So looking at this, I'm a little bit skeptical about this. I feel like it's a money grab. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the prices are. We'll see, how much more expensive things are than we thought they were going to be, because we have no listings really to go off of on all this Q3 stuff that we're going to be getting. So we have no idea what the prices are going to be. But I mean, those card packs, if those card packs are more than like $15 to $25, that's a ripoff. If those starter kits are more than like $100, $120, that's a ripoff. There's so many things that they need to really think about, and we'll have to wait and see what's going to go on. But this is preemptive, right? Don't blame us. Well, we're going to blame you if you guys don't deliver, and that's basically what's going to happen. If they don't deliver, people are going to blame them. People are going to walk away. Legion 2.0 will not get off the ground the way they're hoping it will. So I would have maybe waited until you had your 2.0 release, until you sold a bunch of product, until you knew that the player base was still invested in this game, and then go, okay, fine, we can make a little bit more money now. But getting greedy right at the start is a good way to kill your game, to tank your game, and to lose profits. So I'm just saying right now, AMG, I don't think this is a smart move. I understand the tariff thing's going on. You want to keep your pricing consistent. You could start it out a little bit less. You could start it out at 10% or 5%, or seeing a price increase, on the old stuff of 5%. But 15%, soon it'll be 20%. You never know. So tell me what your guys' thoughts about all this are. Do you think that this is legitimate? Do you think this is just another money grab by a corporation who just sees dollar signs and can't get out of their way in order to make these games sell really well and get these games out to the public so that they can have more success in the future? Tell me what you guys think about all this. And as always, I'm going to be skeptical of Asmodee as much as I can. I'm going to be skeptical of Atomic Mass Games because they've kind of failed us more than they've succeeded us for Star Wars. And they're doing some good stuff now, but it takes a lot of to build back the trust that's been broken. So I'm going to, have some healthy skepticism. I'm going to, call them out where I think they're doing a bad job. And I'm going to praise them where I think they're doing a great job, like the new points list that we just recently reviewed on the channel. Check it out. We'll leave the link we'll leave the link below for that points update list. It's a really good watch and a really good read, and I'm very happy with them on that. But looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.